Hello and welcome to the Morningstar series, Why Should I Invest With You? I'm Emma Wall and I'm joined today by Mike Clements, manager of the Oyster Continental European Selection Fund. Hello, Mike.
Good morning.
So firstly, I should congratulate you on your strong performance, 25% last year, 13% year to date.
Thank you.
What has driven that outperformance?
Well, there's been a number of things, I think. I mean, firstly, in the Continental European Selection Fund, of course, we're buying European companies, ex-UK. So these are European assets, and with the weakness of the pound, that's driven the overall market up in sterling terms. But if you step back and just look at where the European stock market is, it's in a good place. The European market is strong, and that's because the European economy is strong. If you look at the GDP forecast, you look at unemployment indicators, they're not fantastic, but they're not a disaster either, and they're going in the right direction. That, coupled with the fact that some of the political risks we saw probably 12 to 18 months ago have receded, I think has led to the market going higher.
And how much of it is just down to the sentiment of investors thinking, you know what, this isn't the US, European market, with the US looking toppy, let's take our money out of there and put it into Europe? Yeah,
there's some of that. If you look at the fund flow data, there's money starting to come back into European equities. Now, of course, a lot of that's going to passive and into ETFs, and that's fine. But also active managers such as myself have seen inflows as well. And that's starting to drive the market. And we agree with that. The European market's a good place to invest. On a long-term view, valuations are reasonable and the quality of the companies you get are good.
And I suppose the next question would be fantastic for those people who've been invested with you for the last 18 months. They've seen the benefit of those factors you've just talked about. What about looking forward? Can we expect the rally to continue both in terms of fund performance and the underlying market?
Well, it's very hard to say in terms of the underlying market, but I still think there's something to go for at the market level. For a stock picker like me, one of the advantages I have is there's always something to invest in. I have a very concentrated portfolio of only about 30 stocks, and I have a universe of about 3,000 stocks. So there's always something out of favour and some angle to take and some way to make money within the wider stock market.
So then where are you seeing those particular opportunities? Is it very much a stock-by-stock basis, or are there particular sectors that are still perhaps unloved by the wider market?
Not so much sectors, but there's certainly themes or parts of the market which we find interesting right now. We've been invested for some time in Italian financials, but not the banks. And so, for example, we've been playing and having access to ways to play the non-performing loan crisis in Italy. So, for example, we own a company like Eurocastle or Dubank, which are very interesting plays. And we think that's playing out nicely over the next 3 or 4 years, and there's still a lot to go for. The other thing which we think is quite interesting is if you look around the markets at the moment and you're looking for things which are out of favour, there's not lots of very obvious things. There's not whole sectors out of favour. Maybe energy may become more like that over the next 3, 4, 5 months if the oil price continues to be weak. But actually the only thing we can find which is interesting is volatility. Volatility is very low. If you look at some of the volatility measures like the VIX or the V stocks, it's at multi-decade lows. And what we've been looking for and what we've been putting into our portfolios are ways to play long-term volatility picking up. So, for example, we own a company like Flow Traders, which is an ETF market maker, or Deutsche Börse, which is a German stock exchange. These are great ways to play this long-term theme of volatility increasing from historically low levels to something more normal.
Mike, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Emma Wall for Morningstar. Thank you for watching.